All right, just making sure my fan's blowing some air. It's already 80 in this room. All right. So we're going to have a new association of these string patterns here. Okay. And we put a caged letter underneath each one of them. And I want to show you that this is still review a little bit here. Those string patterns have bookend isolation. So there are accidentals. We have a nice set of bookends from my parents' house. They're like eagles, but it's like dark iron, you know, so that kind of thing, black bookends. So up here in the regular fretboard, you can see that you have, except for over here, because you don't play those notes anyway. If you look, starting C shape over here is your C. You have bookend isolation between the C and the D shape and the E shape. And the same thing, bookend isolation between the E shape and the A shape. So as we're going, you know, in fourths or in thirds here, in fourths or in fifths, depending on the direction, you go around the circles, string circle, etc. I like to reserve the magic fret circle or the magic circle. I think originally it had come about. Say you're going from C to G. Okay, so you know that looked like it was going backwards a little bit. So the orientation of these, the direction of these circles is pretty much final now. So either we'll mess up trying to use the wrong circle to explain something, but the primary function of the circles should be in the clockwise manner. That's helpful. The only exception is that if you go backwards on the magic fret circle, let's look at the original function of the magic fret circle. Is to say, with this little diagram here, if I start a G shape on the third string, it becomes an E shape. Okay, so let me find the third string here, and let me find my G shape. What's the G shape going to be? 6/7 root. 6/7 root, an Aeolian string pattern. So we're going to be looking for an A on the third string. Could be right here. This guitar doesn't have the light blue. So there's my, what we were talking about, G shape on the third string. It's going to be, that put me right in the E box. Here's your E box. Okay, that's your E-shaped C. The interesting thing is if you can do that backwards. In other words, if I start a G shape where G usually is, sounds like an octave below. When we start going backwards, so if this is the bottom string, the next string up is going to be the D shape. That's right here, the Dorian, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So the G shape indeed went to the D shape. So you just follow, and then it'll go to the A shape. So G shape, D shape, A shape. So you just follow it, starting on the G, to the D, to the A, and then to the E. Now you have to know that the A is going to be shifted over like that. The E is going to be shifted over like that. Okay? G to the D to the A. Let's do that again. G to the G to the D to the A shape, which is 5, 6, right? Right here, A, 5, 6. Now now A to the E shape, you have to know that the E shape, the A to the E shape's going to be shaped like this, like our, it's the little Barbie tabs, the 7 and the 4 tabs on the end, which gives it the long properties. You're going to go over that, as long as it's not being warped back over. Now from the E shape, we're going to take it to the C shape again. Now that C shape is warped up one. And then C to G on the top again. So you can go backwards on the magic fret circle too. But I usually reserve the magic circle for other things that are going on. For instance, when you are on the A fret, which is the 6th of C, the A note. If you go up in fourths, the 4th of A is D, the 4th of D is G, the 4th of G is C, the 4th of C is F, but it's a diminished 4th. The 4th of E is A. You're essentially going clockwise on the magic fret circle. Okay, if you go down again, you go counterclockwise. So that's proper use of the magic fret circle there. But let's look at the string circle again now. This is our fretboard. Okay, and the string circle is set up so that as this is no longer caged now. It's in fifths. So we're not going to have cage to cage interference like C to A. There's that border between C and A, you know, that goes. That's the border between C and A. Okay, and then that's C and A with the shared border. But the string-shaped fretboard, here's the numbering convention. So the low E is string 1. Is in fifths. You go along this. 5th of C is G, 5th of G is D, 5th of D is A, 5th of A is E, 5th of E is C. Now, the 5th of E is B, but it's an augmented 5th. So that positive action will take us across the fretboard. These are the cage string fragment shapes. So the bottom line and the top, but mostly the bottom, is the bottom string. So the C is there, the 3, 4, 5. The G would be the 6, 7 root. The D would be the 2, 3, 4. The A would be the 5 and the 6. And the E would be the 7 root 2. And back to C again. These are our bottom string. This is why these are emboldened here, because they are bottom string members of the cages, of the cage shape cages. They're just shapes now, but it behooves you to learn them in the key of C, and then you can apply them that, you know, to any key that you're in. Mostly that would be the key of A, G, E, or D would be the best idea. So these are the bottom emboldened definitions of, here's our C and then E. This is the 4th and the 5th. The 4th of C takes on an E shape because of the diminished 4th. Now these are shapes. And here we got 3, 4, 5, the defining string for the entire C shape right here. And now let's look at the modal circle for the C box.